Many Lord of the Rings players ask, what's up with those Helm's Deep booster boxes? If you know, you know. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Library of Orthonc, LOTR TCG, with another video. This is a topic that is very kind of interesting in terms of collecting and irregularities and whatnot. So just want to talk to you guys today about Battle for Helm's Deep booster boxes. So what I have here are the two variant booster boxes that do exist. I don't have on the screen here the standard Battle of Helm's Deep booster box. We will talk about what that looks like. So to start out with that, basically the standard booster box looks exactly like this one on the left, with the exception of it does not have this yellow dot. So, if you see this, it looks like, someone was having a garage sale and stuck a little sticker on there for the price. That is literally Decipher's official indicator of what was a second edition Helm's Deep booster box. Very inelegant solution, but that's what they did. So if you see a box that does not have the yellow indicator, that is a first edition Battle of Helm's Deep booster box. As far as which is more scarce on the market, they seem to be about the same, to be honest, in terms of what I see nowadays still in existence. But we'll focus on what is the difference in the actual cards. But just so you're aware, first versus second edition print, yellow indicator is the second edition print. Now, a little side note on that, you will sometimes see boxes without this yellow sticker, but you'll see a little circle residue there. As far as I know, there's no good way to get that sticker off without peeling away the shrink wrap or leaving residue behind. So if you do see a circle of residue or a yanked on shrink wrap, the yellow dot's always positioned in that upper right-hand corner. So again, if you care, and you see a box that has the yellow sticker that has been torn off, that's obviously going to be a second edition box still. So look for either the yellow sticker or some wear or damage there where the sticker would be. So that covers the first versus second edition. Now, let me set aside this other special box for a moment, because what I want to do now is explain to you guys what is the difference between first edition and second edition. And I don't know if edition is the right word, because LOTR barely did this at all. The similarity is between how they did starter deck cards versus how they did print run from the main set. And that is that on the first edition here, you'll see the number 1. So the first edition booster packs have this little white number 1 circle in the lower right-hand corner. So similar to, like, just talk about any booster set, the cards from the base set will have that 1, but then anything like they reprinted in starter decks or Fellowship Draft Pack or anything like that will lack that indicator. It'll just be gone. So this, you can see here, is the first edition. Now, comparatively, here is the second edition. So you just see exact same card, but that number 1 there is just missing. Interesting thing to note, too, that I'm seeing as I'm looking at these cards, the font on the second edition one is a lot clearer, at least the font on that NLPTE 2003 Decipher, the copyright line. If you look at the second edition one, the one that lacks the 1, very clean print, and then the first edition one is a little sloppy and inky. And you do kind of notice that on Helm's Deep cards, as those first edition cards, I think the ink was a little too dark in some. You can't really tell on the card itself, but you can definitely tell in that lower line down there in terms of first versus second. So again, probably most people don't really care about that, to be honest. But again, if you wanted to collect a first edition set, you'd want to make sure that you're getting a first edition booster, and that's going to match all your other cards. As far as I know, Helm's Deep was the only set that there is a second edition print run for. So if you're trying to have full first edition set, for example, then it would matter to you. So there's those cards. Now, another weird caveat that I wanted to show you is there are no second edition foils. Now, again, that would be some huge, weird collecting thing to go after, but all foils in this expansion set, whether they came from the first edition boosters or the second edition boosters, they all bear this #1 first edition spot. So even in the yellow dotted boxes, you will always receive first edition foils, since there only was one print run of foils. And I'm just showing this to make a point, which is this is a common error card that you see a lot, Baruch Hazad, basically with the weird Twilight symbol there. So this is first edition, but you see they made they caught that partway through the print run and corrected it. But you see even the corrected version here still carries the first edition symbol. So, so like I said, there is no such thing as a second edition foil. Thank goodness we don't have to have another set of cards to chase and collect. But there's kind of the two different variants of that common misprint. So that's another interesting thing, not in the title of the video, of course, but another interesting thing that people ask about this Baruch Hazad card quite a bit. So there's the two different variants you can get of that. So last but not least then, let's talk to you guys about this little cube box of Battle of Helm's Deep. So I believe this is first edition. I have never cracked one of these. This is, the story behind it is this was in Target stores. Basically, the card section of those stores, especially at that time, was so high demand as far as shelf space that could be utilized that they would not put full booster boxes out there. So if you look at the width here, you're talking about, a couple inches, maybe this is 2/3 of what this is, but it's that small enough that it makes a big difference that they wanted to have these little narrow boxes for the shelf. So Decipher did, in terms of wanting to get their product into just the normal discount stores, did make this special box just for that, just to take up narrow shelf space. So you could pop it open. If you open this, it's 2 rows of packs instead of 3. So that's the big difference, is the 2 rows instead of the 3, but it's still the same number of cards in a display you'll see here. So the normal display is 11 card booster packs, 36 packs. You see here, it's the same thing, 11 booster packs, 36 packs per display. So very interesting that they did that. And so then what you'll see too here is, in terms of the width of these displays, this one's a lot chunkier because it's got to get 18 packs up and down instead of 12. So, and I'm noticing here the art is actually different there too. The elf men, or I shouldn't say elf men, the elf warriors here are different on the sides there. And then let's compare the back. I've never actually done this level of comparison. Yeah, backs are different too. This one shows a tiny Helm's Deep booster box, whereas this shows the deluxe starter. And, again, different fan club logos even. White here, yellow here. So all a little bit different. And then the final side here looks actually the more similar. Sorry, this box is a little dinged. But this guy and this guy are the same right here. And so we've got a little bit moved over, same image, but a little bit moved over. And then the front, got our guy Legolas there. And yep, same thing here, very similar, but this is a narrowed down image. Yeah, this guy is over the logo here. So very similar design and idea, but again, you can see the thickness here compared to the thickness here. So hopefully this is a helpful video for you guys to see these boxes. In terms of rarity, these square boxes are extremely rare. I believe I've only ever seen 3 of these myself, one from another major collector in the group, and I do actually have 2 of them. So if anyone is serious about getting this for your collection, if you are a diehard collector, let me know. I'd be willing to let go of my second copy. But yeah, this is a very rare collector item, but something that's very niche and is only really for someone who is a complete sealed collector and really wants to complete that whole collection. So that's kind of a little bit of a story here about the Helm's Deep booster boxes. So hopefully you guys found this video interesting. If you want to have more, collecting oddities videos, just let me know. But yeah, kind of covered the difference between these boxes, difference between the you know, first edition, second edition print run, and then also covered a little bit of that foil printing glitches. So hopefully you found this interesting, guys. Thank you for all the positive feedback on the channel. Hopefully you find this educational, interesting. Again, this video is not going to be for everyone, but for the people that are interested in these little collecting oddities, hopefully this is a nice informational video and something that can be referenced when anyone asks the question, you know, what's up with those Helm's Deep booster boxes? Thanks for watching.